The sleeping prophet Edgar Cayce called it the Hall of Records, a massive underground structure near the Sphinx and the Pyramid. Well, this week, new scientific studies show a possible city underneath the pyramids. Is it the Atlanteans? Is it the Reptoids? Thank you for tuning in to MKUSUAL. This name keeps coming up. Edgar Cayce.
The sleeping prophet.
Not doing that episode yet, but I gotta throw his name out here at the beginning. We usually hit him at the end, but I was curious. We're gonna go through an article today on some recent discoveries in Egypt. Edgar Cayce predicted there was a, quote, hall of records from the lost civilization of Atlantis buried near the Sphinx in Egypt. The hall contains ancient knowledge, technology, and history of Atlantis and early Egypt.
Under the left paw, I think he said.
Yes, that's the entrance.
Okay.
In the 90s, Egyptian and American researchers used ground-penetrating radar and found anomalous cavities beneath the Sphinx and near the pyramids. The Egyptian government heavily restricted further excavation, leading to speculation that something might be found hidden underneath there. Some French researchers believe the chambers could be man-made structures related to Cayce's prophecy. And up until now, most researchers have claimed that they're likely natural formations. There's no hard evidence of a lost city of Atlantis or any Atlantean records. But Cayce said, hey, there's something in this general area. Fast forward to this week, Nick. This is from the Jerusalem Post. Scientists say they used new tech to find vast city beneath the pyramids.
Whoa. I hadn't heard it called a city, but that's interesting. I heard, is this the pillars and rooms they found underneath the pyramid? Okay.
We're just going to go through this article.
Okay.
So the researchers claim to have discovered 8 vertical cylinder-shaped structures, referred to as shafts, extending 2,100 feet deep beneath the pyramids.
I did look that up. I looked up what the world's tallest building was, the one in Dubai, Burj Khalifa, and that is 2,700 feet. So
this is as deep as...
This is pretty fucking huge.
This is huge.
This wasn't like little... Yeah, it's huge.
So Italian and Scottish researchers claim they found a major discovery beneath the pyramids of Giza, potentially rewriting the history of ancient Egypt. Using radar technology, the team led by Corrado Malanga from Italy's University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi from the University of Scotland announced the findings of what they described as a vast underground city stretching more than 6,500 feet directly beneath the pyramids. This to me is shocking, because that means that not only did they build like the tallest structures that we've ever built besides skyscrapers, they put them on top of a giant underground chamber. I mean, that's so huge.
Yeah, it's over a mile. It's over a square mile.
The groundbreaking study has redefined the boundaries of satellite data analysis and archaeological exploration, said the project spokesperson Nicole Cicolo, according to The Sun. She elaborated that the discovery, quote, could redefine our understanding of the sacred topography of ancient Egypt, providing spatial coordinates for previously unknown and unexplored subterranean structures.
What do you think is down there? If you had to guess. Because I couldn't really come up with any... I had no educated guess. I can speculate, but...
If the pyramids are a power plant, they might have built industrial style, I don't know, machines or factories underneath there, possibly.
Okay. Or power storage.
Power storage. I mean, it's so vast. You kind of have to, I think that's probably why they're calling it a city, is it's so huge. It's so deep and it's so big that it's like you would almost think that people have to be living there, but why would they live there? I don't know.
I mean, floods in the region, if there were,
I mean, I guess if you
I
survived,
speculate.
okay, let's say Atlantis is real.
Okay.
They had a cataclysm,
Yep.
so maybe there's something about having a place to go underground that would be in the Egyptian cultural memory.
Yeah.
Perhaps, and perhaps it was very important to them that they had a place to go in case of natural disaster, asteroid. I don't know. It is very odd that it's right underneath the pyramids. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be any number of things. Have you seen any speculation?
No, not really. I kind of wanted to wait to like let the crackpot stuff get sifted out, and then
Yeah.
like I don't know. I don't want to get too excited because this is like a big discovery in our lifetime. Like I didn't think new pyramid stuff would drop, but
And we've had two things drop within a month of each other.
Yeah.
We just had the pyramid power plant confirmed
right.
like a month ago.
Yeah.
It's like every time we shine a new radar at this thing, Edgar Casey is proven correct.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say this, okay, there could have been multiple things down there. Maybe they really did. I mean, where do we keep our records? We keep them in a mountain.
A salt mine.
Yeah, a salt mine that's in town.
Yeah.
That's where the United States keeps all of its records. So underground in a desert, great place to store documents. And then you could also have, other stuff related to the pyramid technology down there. Maybe there's something about,
Like a seed vault. They had store of seeds to regrow food after a flood. Or I mean, the desert is like shifting all the time. It's like just the topsoil is blowing all over the place. There's no stability there.
that's a good point. Maybe they grew stuff down there. Maybe because they had the pyramid power.
Yep.
Maybe it was like a giant greenhouse. I don't know. It's fun to speculate. You're right, though. It will be interesting to revisit this. I'm sure there's a third shoe to drop. I feel like stuff always happens in threes.
That's yeah.
What are they prepping us for with these? I mean, it could just be possible we have some great advancement in radar technology, or the Egyptians are like letting us do stuff that they previously haven't let us do.
Yeah.
But assuming that maybe there's been inklings about this. I mean, in my intro, it said, what, the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, assuming there's been inklings about this for over 30 years, it kind of feels like disclosure a little bit.
Yeah. Yes. Not like it just was discovered and they told us immediately.
Or they're at least just letting people discover it for the first time in a while. So let's see here. The researchers used a new technology called synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, which combines satellite radar data with tiny vibrations from naturally occurring seismic movements. The model creates a 3D image of what lies beneath the Earth's surface without needing physical excavation. Their studies, still awaiting peer review, suggest the complex is 10 times larger than the pyramids themselves. Here's something we haven't thrown out there. What if it's not human made? What if it's a reptoid base?
Oh.
What if it's where the slave master reptilian Anunnaki,
Yeah.
they lived in this like cool underground environment and then just like would emerge out of the pyramids to be like, get back to work.
Right.
The team claims to have discovered 8 vertical cylinder-shaped structures, referred to as shafts, extending 2,100 feet deep beneath the pyramids. Each shaft is said to be surrounded by spiral pathways that connect to 2 80-meter cubed-shaped structures. Above these, they reportedly found 5 multi-level structures connected by passageway. So it is a city, or it's some kind of complex.
It's a complex of some sort. The word shaft makes me think that they're hollow, but then they also have passageways. So like to me, the passageways are where the humans would go, or the 6 to 7 foot tall reptiles,
They lived in the cubes.
and they would have reptile orgies in the cubes. But then like the shaft implies if it is hollow, if it's solid, you could say it is. I don't know. That makes me think it does something different. But if it's hollow, that implies like something was moving through it. Why would you make it hollow?
Yeah.
If you didn't need something to go through the middle of it.
Okay, this is a very interesting statement by one of the lead researchers. The existence of vast chambers beneath the Earth's surface, comparable in size to the pyramids themselves, has a remarkably strong correlation with the legendary Halls of Amenti. She explained that the cylindrical structure were found underneath each of the 3 pyramids and appear to serve as access points to this underground system.
See, I thought it was just one.
Well,
The first thing I read was they found it under the middle pyramid.
okay, well, apparently all 3.
That's crazy.
They all got their own cube. Dude, that's the Reptoids.
Well,
I'm sold. Either that or if the pyramids were power plants, they were powering something underneath the surface.
yeah. Or needed like a ground. Maybe it needed like a deep ground to like control. If it was generating energy, it would probably.
It could be like a big workshop. Like, here's where we make the swords.
Yeah.
Here's where we make the chariots. Okay. So I have to look up Halls of Amenti. You got anything on that?
I just asked ChatGPT. It says a concept originating from ancient Egyptian mythology and esoteric traditions. They are often depicted as a mystical realm associated with the afterlife, spiritual enlightenment, and the journey of the soul. In the Emerald tablets attributed to the mythical figure Thoth, halls of Amenti are described as deep within the earth, serving as a space where initiates undergo transformation and gain profound wisdom. Tablet 2 of these writings portrays them as illuminated chambers beneath Atlantis, inhabited by beings of light who guide human souls toward enlightenment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the thing I pulled up says, according to ancient lore, the halls were constructed by the Atlanteans.
A bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, acting as a filter between our physical existence and the soul. This realm is believed to be a place of judgment or necessary change, where souls undergo purification before achieving higher consciousness.
The concept is often associated with Egyptian underworld, goddess Isis, who was believed to be the guardian of the deceased. These are too big to be burial chambers. They had to have a use.
It'd be a lot of bodies or a lot of space for like 4 people.
Yeah, there had to be a use for these.
And they needed some type of airflow.
So, but why? Okay, so here's a skeptic. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm just gonna keep spinning wheels, speculating
So here's a skeptic, Professor Lawrence Conyers. He's raised concerns about the study. I could not tell if the technology used actually picked up hidden structures below the pyramids, he said. He acknowledged that while small structures such as shafts and chambers might exist beneath the pyramids, the idea of a vast underground city is questionable. The Mayans and other people in ancient Mesoamerica built pyramids, which had entrances of caves or caverns that had ceremonial meaning to them. It's conceivable there were small structures such as shafts and chambers beneath the pyramids that existed before they were built because the site has special interest to ancient people. Why would you have all these? But the cubes, man, the cubes.
Right.
I mean, this could go. Okay, I want to hear from the guy who said these things are power plants. I want to hear his take on this, which is one of those things I guess we're just gonna have to wait for.
And people like that who do have more knowledge, they're probably sifting through it too. Like, they're sifting through a lot more information to like come to. So, okay, the pyramids of Giza were constructed directly on the bedrock of the Giza Plateau.
Again, why would you just make shafts that go nowhere for no reason?
Specifically, the Great Pyramid of Giza was built atop a hillock of bedrock, which was cut back into steps to support the structure. So they've dug. It's not like it's on the sand. They dug into the bedrock to make it level and to make it stable to support all that fucking weight. So whoever was able to do that to achieve remarkable precision with variations within 21 millimeters. So like almost perfect given the size of the thing.
If nothing else, this is more evidence that the pyramids aren't just tombs.
Yes.
You don't just build all these random structures and underground tunnels and just to. We've never found a dead body there.
Yeah.
So the researchers hope to continue their research, but acknowledge that securing approval from authorities to excavate is incredibly tough. We're gonna have to do a show on like why this guy, because I know there's one scientist, there's one Egyptian guy who just keeps people from exploring these things.
Yeah.
Despite the skepticism, the only way to prove the discoveries is true is through targeted excavations, said Conyers. The Giza complex consists of the pyramids Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, built about 4,500 years ago on the rocky plateau of the Nile River in northern Egypt. It's long been subject of intrigue and speculation. Traditionally believed to be royal tombs, these new claims, if substantiated, could potentially challenge the widely accepted understanding of their purpose. While the idea of a hidden underground city is tantalizing, the current evidence remains unverified until more concrete data such as peer-reviewed papers and excavation results, which we might not get.
Who's gonna fucking dig it up?
Well, she's saying targeted. I don't
Oh.
understand that. The Egyptian
Yeah.
government is so...
They're so like weirdly cagey about it.
They're so stingy with like allowing people to do this stuff.
Like why would they like this is why there's a part of the reason there's a conspiracy is because it's like, well, why hide it? Wouldn't you want to know the truth about the history of the place where you are, and like for the world's sake? Because it's like
They have
everyone knows about the pyramids. Like every fucking modern culture is like,
Oh, here he is. Dr. Zahi Hawass. We'll do a show on him, man.
okay.
He's the...
It'd be interesting just to like dive into his history. Where did he study?
So
How did he get his job?
So remember that thing from the beginning when I was talking about the chamber under the Sphinx?
Yeah.
He was part of that.
Okay.
So I think they know something.
That's That's the first like. It's like what's that in your like your dog has something in their mouth? Like what's in your mouth? And they're like,
Yeah.
like no, I know it's in there, but like, whoa, why are you doing that? And like, yeah.
Egyptian archaeologist Dr. Zahi Hawass vehemently denies the existence of columns beneath the tombs, calling them baseless and lacking any scientific evidence. But that's not true. We just read the
They
scientific
have
evidence.
scientific evidence, literal.
He says rumors have been spread about the Egyptian pyramids and that they're columns underneath the pyramids and have no basis in truth, and there's no scientific evidence to support this claim. And there are no missions working in King Khafre's pyramid now, Hawass stated on his official Facebook page. He emphasized that the Supreme Council of Antiquities has not granted any permits for work inside of the pyramids.
But they don't need to go inside. From
They're
the
using satellite.
right.
Plus, okay, so he was involved.
The wording of all that is like the Supreme Minister of Antiquities or whatever. Like, there's already like a weird hierarchy, bureaucracy, or whatever here.
So in the 1990s, Zahi Hawass, along with Mark Lehner, conducted significant studies and excavations around the Sphinx, including mapping the monument, exploring the subsurface passages, and revealing ancient deposits, which led to a better understanding of the Sphinx and its history. I
See, this is like makes me think they found something not only about the history that's the common narrative that's been alive, but also possibly something about like the timeline of the world's history. Like,
yes,
I don't know.
there's something he's not allowed to. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so emphatic.
Right.
Like, if these scientists were just completely making this up, wouldn't that be immediately...
Well, you would just make a skeptic statement, like, based on this type of radar, I don't think it could come to these conclusions, but he's just flat out saying no, which means he knows, if he's right, that's saying like, oh, I actually know the truth.
It's the Hall of Records.
Yeah.
Who knows what's underneath there? Maybe it was a server farm. I mean, you could fit so much. I mean, it's the size of a city. Like, you could fit so much different stuff down in there. So knowing that he's involved with that Sphinx stuff, Yeah, I'm with you, dude. What did Hawass discover under the Sphinx? So in mythology, a Sphinx, because the Sphinx guards the pyramids, right?
I don't know that.
So a Sphinx is a creature with the body of a lion, head of a human, often with wings. It's associated with ancient Egypt and Greece, where it's depicted as a guardian or bringer of riddles and destruction. So you have this gigantic guardian, bringer of destruction, guarding these power plants with a massive underground city complex. I'm going reptoids, man. I'm going that maybe the pyramids were like weapons. And the Sphinx was just like, you better freaking stay out of our Area 51. Okay, well, anything else?
I don't know. Wheels are turning.
Well, wheels are turning.
Like I said, I'm gonna try not to jump to any conclusions.
Reptoids.
It is the Hall of Records where the reptoids keep the genetic record that they use to create human beings. But other than that, I'm not going to jump to any conclusions.
I respect your temperance and your restraint.
Yeah.
Okay, so drop below. What is this? What's going on with this Egyptian guy? Why the secrecy? Why don't they allow people to dig? It's one of the most important archaeological.
What was his name? Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, that's him. That's
Okay.
the guy.
Dude, that would be sick if Wiz Khalifa was the supreme guardian of the records or something.
My theory, I think you called it with something that disrupts the timeline. They found something around the Sphinx, and this guy was involved with it.
Since for 30 years at least.
It disrupts the timeline, and then he gets this big promotion or something, and now he's on the payroll, and his whole job is to keep people out.
Run a stupid Facebook page and be like, you are wrong. You're all wrong. This is how stupid you are. He's just whatever. Fuck that guy.
We love you.
We love you.